are so excited to make crab cakes with you. That's why we included Baltimore as part of our Rust Belt episode.
Yeah, Baltimore was a very important city in the Rust Belt region, and they are known for the crab cakes. These are our crab cakes, Terry's crab cakes, but they're delicious.
Thank you so much. Yes, so what we're gonna start with the crab cakes is just a simple recipe, and we're gonna start with what binds everything together, which is, I guess, mayonnaise and the mustard mixture. It becomes sticky and binds everything together.
Sure.
An egg. Of course the egg. Oh my goodness. Jinx. Okay, so we're gonna crack the egg. Okay. I'm gonna put in some mayonnaise. Some people either like love or hate mayonnaise in their crab cakes.
Yeah. I find it an important ingredient in a good crab cake, but you don't have to.
No.
There are alternatives to it. You could always reduce a cream or something like that, but I personally like mayonnaise in my crab cakes. So.
Well, I think it's because people either love or hate mayonnaise in general.
That's probably a good point.
Yep.
So what's this, Worcestershire sauce?
Yes, it is, and I can't say it, so I wasn't even going to try. I figured you'd know what it is. And then we're going to add our garlic. Okay. Then we're gonna whisk it all together. Now we can be rough with this whisking together,
right,
but not with our crab, because the thing about these crab cakes are, we really want them to stay crab cakey and not get all get the lumps broken down into little pieces.
Right, we're using a jumbo lump crab today, is what Terry's referring to. So what you don't wanna do is over-handle that lump and break it down into little flakes. You actually want to keep that lump in it. And what you'll notice with this crab cake recipe is there's not a lot of filling. It's mainly crab.
Yeah.
And so you want that crab to kind of remain the star that it is.
Yeah. I just added a little parsley. You don't think people can understand my little crab cakiness? Now we're gonna mix together our crab, and I have panko breadcrumbs here, which I think just keep everything a little bit more light and fluffy.
Yeah, no, I always use panko myself, and I also, for me, it kind of is very similar once it absorbs your binding liquid. It's very similar to the texture of the crab, so in a sense, it doesn't take away from the crab.
Yep. And then we're gonna add some salt and pepper.
Okay. Would you like me to do that?
Sure.
And tell me when.
Good. Thank you. Now we're gonna combine the two. We're gonna combine the binding mixture to the crab and panko just a little bit at a time. I honestly use my fingers because you're not gonna break them up. So we're gonna do about 2 tablespoons and then just mix it a little bit. What you don't want to do is you don't want it to become liquidy, so you kind of gotta watch.
Yep, you just want it just wet enough to bind together, but not so wet that it actually won't hold together.
And you never know how much liquid exactly was in your crab or how much liquid the breadcrumbs are really gonna absorb. So that's why I think you should just do a little bit at a time, right?
That's always the best way to go.
So it's lightly sticky and ready to be molded into a cake. You can see how if you mold it, it stays together. But it's not too liquidy that it's soupy. So we're gonna line the cookie sheet with parchment paper, and then we're gonna make crab cakes. That's the word that we're making.
That's right.
By just piling a pile. So we wanna make these all the same size.
Or relatively.
Yeah, so they cook evenly. How's that looking, David?
You don't want to pack them too tight. You actually want them to remain. Once again, you're being gentle with those lumps, and you want them to have an airiness about them. You want them to flake apart.
Now, we're gonna put them in the oven till they're done. I don't know. How long do you think? 15 minutes?
Yeah, 15 minutes,
Yeah.
375.
Okay. So while the crab cakes are baking, let's start on the seafood aioli.
Absolutely. This is very simple, not too many ingredients, right? So we're gonna have our mayonnaise.
Okay.
Then we're gonna do a roasted red pepper pesto.
Okay.
Okay. Here's the part that really kind of gives it that feel of a seafood aioli.
Okay.
This very famous seasoning called Old Bay.
Oh yes, I love Old Bay.
So we put about half a teaspoon of that in.
Okay.
And then a little lemon juice. Now that pesto has your garlic and other, seasonings like that already in it. Just add a little hit of fresh parsley.
So we're gonna bake our crab cakes until they're golden
Mm-hmm.
and set, and then we're gonna dress them and eat.
That's it.
Sound good?
Sounds good to me.
Thank you for joining us for our simple but delicious crab cakes. Thanks, David, for the awesome aioli recipe.
Thank you for the crab cake recipe. And as always, please subscribe.